Well, here we are back at ready to start the third quarter. Captain's out in the middle of the field. There's 10-0 Norristown lead at this point at halftime. Coach, what do you expect now? The Eagles are going to be kicking off to North Catholic. Some thoughts on what's going to happen here in the third quarter?
I think in the third period, both coaches are going to stay with their original game plans. I don't think anybody's going to panic or anything right now. I noticed in that fourth period, North Catholic was moving the ball fairly well on some of those running plays. So I think you're going to see that they're going to stay right with their regular game plan. It's only 10-0, and we got a lot of football left.
Okay, that's from Coach Savino, high school coach, college coach, pro coach, you name it, he's coached them. And he's here doing the telecast tonight for you people out there in the audience. All right, it's Rodney Miller ready to kick off.
Mark Sternando is deep, and he's getting the kickoff.
Okay, he's up to the 15, the 20. And he's tackled just short of the 20. It looks like about the 18, 19 yard line.
Tackled by Rodney Miller. Was that Rodney Miller, Dave, number 11?
He's tackled by the kickoff.
That's right, by the kicker.
Okay, Rodney wants to mix up a little bit. And it's 1st and 10 for North Catholic on approximately the 19-yard line. North Catholic sticking with their quarterback, Boyko. Boyko over center. Handoff straight ahead.
Number 20, Steve Wint is his name, Bob. He's the tailback there for North Catholic.
20, Steve Wink. Tackle looked like by a host of Eagles.
Number 73 was the one that was the main one, Lance Livingston.
Lance Livingston, 73.
I see Norristown's in their 52. They're still in with a monster defense, so they haven't made any adjustments in the beginning of the second half. I don't think they need it right now.
No, I think they held them fairly well there, except for the end of the second quarter when obviously they just didn't want to give up any points. They loosened up a little bit. Boyko, quarterback for North Catholic.
Quick handoff there to the fullback. Brian Winfield.
Okay, 3rd and 6. 10:30 left to go in the third quarter. The ball resting on about the 21-yard line. North coming out in the obvious passing situation at 3rd and 6. Of course, if you remember earlier in the game, they ran the ball on a similar 3rd and 6. This time Boyko rolling to his right. And he throws an incomplete pass. It's going to be 4th down and 6 yards. A punting situation for North Catholic. I want to give some credits here before we get too far along in the third quarter to our camera people, John Sullivan and Cindy McNeil, John and Cindy, and also to the production manager, Tony Koya, heading up the whole program. Directing, producing, editing, you name it. Very poor punt. In fact, it hits the back of a, looked like it hit the back of a North lineman going down, and it looks like it's rolling dead on about the 50-yard line.
Gives Norristown good field position, Bob.
Oh, I guess. You know something, anytime you're around the 50 or so, you have great field position with Rodney Miller.
I want to see if North Catholic's going to change anything to the defense. In that first half, number 54 there, he was that linebacker, and he was shooting the gap many times. He made some good plays. That's Jason Caesar, as we said before.
Okay, Jeff Thomas in a quarterback for the Eagles. Pitches back to Darden, Neil Darden. And it looks like Neil Darden picks up about 3 yards to approximately the 46-yard line, maybe 4.
The tackle there was made by number 43, Tim Stimmeritz, a defensive back.
Okay, trying to pick up some of the Eagle players in that ball game now.
We still have basically the same players that started the ball game.
Jeff Natale, Lance Livingston at the tackles.
Dave Lockwood's in there. Little movement right there. Flag went down.
Little movement in the Eagles.
I think the penalties are number 3, Bob. Steve Jackson of Norristown. He was in motion, backfield in motion.
It looked like he was down. He just sort of like fell forward.
I'll tell you, Bob, though, for Norristown's first ball game, there haven't been that many penalties. Very, very few penalties. And it's been played as a very clean football game.
Well, I think, isn't that good line play? Disciplined line play?
Well, I think it's discipline period for the total team.
Because I know you have that famous defensive, that line award you give out. What's it called, the Lipke?
The Lipke's Award, and we're going to give it out at the end of the game.
Oh, okay.
You and I have to make the decision for the Norristown player and the North Catholic player for the Lipke's Award.
Oh, that sounds great, Coach. I'm looking forward to it.
Wishbone here, Bob.
It's Thomas rolling, keeping, and being tackled on about the 45.
Again, number 54. Caesar's in there for North Catholic. That was your option keep from the wishbone. Again, a good read by Jeff Thomas. The pitchman was covered, so he kept the ball, and he got some good yardage.
3rd and 5 from the 45. Passing situation?
I don't know. I think I might keep it on the ground. They're in a wishbone again. They're going to go on the ground, I think. There's your option with the pitch.
That ball went to Mano Howe. He pitched it. Mano rolled it one arm to the left and looked like he probably came very close to a first down, Coach.
There's a good defensive play there by number 32, Ray Brown, the defensive back in North Catholic. Had he missed that tackle, I think Howe would have went all the way.
Really?
We got a 4th down situation, Bob. 4th and 1.
4th and very short. Might be less than a yard.
Looks like Norristown's going to gamble and go for it.
Oh, I would think. They're on the 41-yard line. Give it to the quarterback's going to keep it? No, he's going to hand off. Looks like the Darden. Inside, Darden going straight ahead for the first down. Norristown Eagles with a first down, approximately the 38-yard line.
It was interesting there in short yardage and 4th down. Something you don't see too much in high school or even college football. All you saw was a massive blue offensive line pushing back the weights, and we got the 3 yards that we needed. We only needed a foot, but he got a good about 3 yards in that play.
Super effort, super effort. They're coming off the ball really well. Thomas keeps this time, and looks like basically no gain at all. Very little, if any.
Again, 54 and 73, and I can't say any more about those two. They're just sensational. Eric Jandal and Caesar, they're the 2 stalwarts of that defensive 11 of North Catholic.
Well, you know, here Norristown's playing a Catholic League school team, North Catholic. How do you think Norristown would fare in the Catholic League wars?
I think Norristown would do very well in the Catholic League. There's no doubt in my mind.
So what I'm trying to get at this point is these North Catholic ball players, some of them are really going to do well in the Catholic League.
They're going to be a very respectable team in that division. I think they're in the Northern Division.
Okay, it was a quick opener for Steve Jackson, and it looked like he rambled up close to the first down.
He had some good running room there. It was a counter play, and it hit real quick. Tackle was made by number 12, Mark Stanero, in the secondary. Another first down, Bob.
Another first down for the Eagles. You know, the one thing about this game is Coach Grove certainly is not showing visiting scouts very much in a passing effort.
He's keeping it very basic, Bob.
Right. He's looking ahead to the Suburban One Wars down the road, I'm sure.
I believe so. Quick opener.
A quick
Good
opener
yardage.
and a big gainer. A big gainer. And it's that Darden again. Neil Darden on a quick opener, and he gained a bundle.
He's Norristown's gain and North Penn's loss.
Boy,
what a transfer he is, Bob.
Never heard of him at North Penn either, Coach. He sort of was kept back and hidden away, and he's certainly out in the open now.
You know, Dave Duda just pointed out something to me that there's been no turnovers in the whole game. That's amazing for the beginning of the football season. No turnovers. Here we are on a wishbone, Bob.
Thomas keeps, pitches back to Steve Jackson, and Steve Jackson looks like he's in for a touchdown, Coach, or no, I'm sorry.
No. He made a nice run there, Bob.
Right.
Second effort. He was stopped, and he kept going and got an extra 4 yards right there.
You know, that's an interesting statistic given by Dave. He's doing a super job for us on the stats, and from upstairs here, spotting and keeping us well informed. Okay, it's 2nd and 5 from the 5. I'm sorry, it's 2nd and 5 from the 10.
Bob.
The 10. My mistake. Okay, we have 4:38 left to go in the third quarter. The Eagles on a drive that's eaten away a lot of this period. And basic kinds of things, just grind them out.
Back to the wishbone with a split end to the right.
Okay, it's Darden, Jackson, and Howe in the backfield.
Counter play. Good yardage.
Good yardage. Mano Howe carrying the ball. Mano Howe going down very close to the goal line as the Eagles are pretty much zeroing in on that goal line.
Tackle there was made by number 87 of North Catholic, George James. You know, Bob, if you can just take your eye off the back for a moment and watch that offensive line flyer out. They're really making some holes in there for the backs, and the backs are hitting the hole beautifully.
You think they made an adjustment at halftime, or they're just really digging down?
No, I think they're digging down, and I think maybe the North Catholic, if we score here, you're going to see them on a letdown. They're in a goal line defense right now. There was a good stick. Number 32, the North Catholic made a beautiful hit there, Bob.
On Darden.
That's Ray Brown, 207-pounder, senior. What's that on, around the 3-yard line or 2-yard line?
Looks like about the 2-yard line. We're 6 feet away from a touchdown. It's 2nd and 2. The clock running down, close to 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. On opening night for the Eagles, the second game for North Catholic.
Wishbone split end of the field, Fields to the left.
Thomas over center, hands it off, and I tell you, he's mid by 32. Really socked Steve Jackson.
That's the same man that made the last tackle, I believe. Number 32, Ray Brown.
Okay, that brings a timeout, brings Coach Grove out in the field.
Bob, leave it to me. I just said how great the offensive line looked, and in the last 2 plays, it looked like North Catholic really shot through there on that goal line defense, and they're doing a job right there. You got to give the defense a lot of credit. You know, when you get down there within the 5-yard line, that's where football's played at its best. That's where you really get your nose down to the ground, and you got to really dig it out.
Well, Coach, that's why I always like the Lipke's Award. You know, you vote on it at the very end. I hate to vote on it early. I like to keep it to the end, not like the big TV networks do, where they dig it out there about halfway through the fourth quarter. So my Lipke's person has not been really put in my mind up to this point, Coach.
That makes 2 of us, Bob.
Okay, we're looking at 3rd and 5 for the Eagles. And passing situation, or you stay on the ground and try to grind it out?
Well, you know, Bob, they've been very successful on the counter play, where they fake to the one halfback and give to the opposite halfback, and they've also been very successful on the option play. And now you got a situation, Coach Grove has a situation where North Catholic's going to be in a goal line defense. They take away the option in most instances, and they take away the counter play because they have a 65 defense. It might be that he's going to sprint out and try the pass, and if there's no receiver open, try and run it in.
Well, I'll tell you, you know how I like that quarterback, Jeff Thomas, and I'd love to see that happen because I think he could just ramble right in with it if no one was open. Okay, Mike Zabdroga comes out over the ball. Thomas behind him.
He's trying to split the formation, Bob. He's got a slot formation to the field, which has to loosen up the defense. There's your option.
You called it. You called it in the nose, Coach. You called it. He didn't pitch it. He held it. But you called it.
I think if he pitched there to number 9, which is Mano Howe, I think we had a touchdown. But, of course, you know, it's easy to call from up here. When you're down in that field and you got to read as a quarterback, you got to make a split-second decision. He did gain yardage. What's that on, Bob, the 1 yard line?
Oh, we're down there knocking. Looks like we're about in the foot line. Well, you know, as you said before, Coach, this is the first game. And down the road, maybe he'll pitch, but it's just the first game. He has to work these things out himself.
He's going to be in that I formation. I think you're going to see a power with Darden carrying the ball.
Okay. Oh, and
beautiful defensive football.
Gosh.
Great defensive football.
It was Mano Howe who got rocked and socked.
Number 74 assisted there, Kevin Smith. He helped in the hit. And number 33, Steve Pachichin, he made a great hit.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. When they played that 7-7 tie last week, North Catholic against Bishop Newman, maybe they were playing, you know, too many casino trips to the team. But I'll tell you, they look pretty tough out there just now.
That was a great defensive play. I think we had that ball on about the 1 foot line. And those 2 ball players of North Catholic, they just broke through and threw them behind the line of scrimmage. You know, this might change some momentum. We'll see right now in this series.
Possibility, though, always of a safety at this point. Hands off, just try to take it pretty much straight ahead.
He didn't get hardly anything, Bob. Tackle there was made by number 73, Lance Livingston, for Norristown. They handed that ball off there to the tailback, Bob. Number 20 went. Fullback Whartonby led on that play.
Okay, well, a number of times in the past couple of years, Norristown, when they've had their opponents deep in their own territory, have forced turnovers and scored. We'll see if they can do it again in this situation.
It'll be interesting to see, Bob, if we blitz a linebacker here. By what I'm saying here, if we shoot a linebacker, there is a good possibility that we could catch him behind the line of scrimmage for a safety.
Okay, we'll look for that.
All right, we're in the 52, and you got the monster man up. No blitz. They're reading. I think it's a fumble ball there, Bob.
Well, Coach, we're going to see if I call this one or not.
North Catholic got it back.
Okay, North Catholic got it back. It's a shame. Norristown was right there ready to cash in. They have to be fired up at this point because it's 3rd and 9.
Defensive line's doing an excellent job right now. They're making great penetration. The linebackers are sitting back and reading, and they're just filling in the gaps. And as a result, in 2 plays, I don't think North Catholic gained more than 1 yard.
If that. They were stacked up that time, that's for sure. Okay, here we come, 3rd and 9. Less than 30 seconds to go in the 3rd period at Roosevelt Field in Norristown. He's running wide around the outside.
Great defensive play by our end out there. Bob, I think there was a giveaway there if you look closely. The tailback was back an extra 2 yards on their I formation. When he was back those extra 2 yards, we want to see if we can pick this up, because it looked like when he got back so he could get lateral movement for the quick pitch.
Okay, Tony Coya, can we slow it down, have our instant replay take a look at it and have Coach analyze it? No instant replay to analyze.
There's no instant replay here, Bob. We're not on ESPN tonight.
Okay.
Not tonight.
How about the chalkboard? Can we zero in on Coach's chalkboard?
That's the end of the quarter, Bob.
End of the quarter, 12 minutes left to go in the ball game. Score 10 Norristown, 0 North Catholic. And North Catholic's faced with a 4th and 6 punting situation, obviously. And so many times when it's down in this territory, anything can happen. A bad pass, bad snap from center, or whatever. We could see a turnover here.
Number 23, Goodley, and number 5 for Norristown, William Kelly, will be deep for the punt. You know, Bob, here's something here. I wonder, you got to stop and think, would you go for the BK here for a block kick, the way our line's been penetrating, or would you just go for field position and hope to drive it in? I think one more touchdown is going to clinch the game.
I agree with you. in this situation, it'd be very interesting if we would see a BK, a block kick, as Coach says. That term came from his Ocean City days, I'm sure, BK.
Bob, every football coach uses that term, BK. Block kick.
Okay, well, here we go. The snap, and okay.
It's a safety.
Thank you. As my comment was earlier, anything can happen deep in the end zone like that when you're on your own 4 snapping. And we saw a safety. The Eagles increased their lead to 12, and it's now 12-0, and North Catholic has to kick, and it's a free kick. Am I right, Coach?
Yes, Bob, that was a very poor snap by the North Catholic center. Charlie Donahue, number 14, the punter, didn't have any chance at all. The ball sailed way over his head out of the end zone. It's a safety, and so on the rules there, North Catholic has to kick off from their 20-yard line, but they have the choice to either punt or kick off. But they kick off from the 20-yard line, and it's going to give Norristown great field position. That makes it 12, what is that, 12-0. And with the field position, let's hope we can get in and get a quick score.
Well, there's a little lull in the action here as the teams are reassembling on the field. The Eagles are going to be, as Coach Savino said, in great field position after this ensuing kick. And they could actually put the game out of reach with a touchdown here.